Hey there. Have you seen an angel? I mean, in 3D? Well, my husband did. So I want to lead this off by talking about that because it is the most amazing thing. I know people who have seen angels, and interestingly, the people who see them can sometimes tend to be people who don't believe in them. And maybe that's because they're the ones that really need to get it in their head that they're real. So let me talk about what my husband Alan experienced. But first, I have to explain that Alan was very skeptical about the whole idea of angels, and my other friend, same thing. Like she just thought it was just a kind of a fantasy, right? Like little angels, cherubic angels, right? Like cherubs that with little wings. And she said, "Oh, that's just nonsense. That's just fairy tale stuff." And Alan was kind of the same way. Maybe because he was born in England before World War II and kind of had a scrappy life, living in the poor part of London growing up in those days. But in any case, even when he opened up spiritually, he was very skeptical about all that. He told me, no, it's all source, it's all spirit. That was his name for anything that was otherworldly. He says, it's all spirit. That's what he would call it. So when I took a training in angel communication, like a lot of people have done, and I began teaching angel workshops, and Alan, he just made fun of it. He just thought it was hilarious. Like, oh yeah, right. There aren't angels. You're just deluding yourself. But if it makes you happy, Pam, that's fine. But I don't know about that. The jury is out. You'd always say that to me. So one day I was preparing to teach a workshop, my first angel workshop in our home. And we were having breakfast. We were at the dining table. He's got his cup of coffee in his hand, and he sees me organizing my pamphlets I was going to give my students. I was going to have students in our living room, 6 of them, and they were actually all Japanese nationals, like they were visiting. And a friend of mine, she's Japanese, and she was a translator, so she had gotten these people who were interested in my angel workshop. She was going to translate. So I was getting all my material ready, and Alan was standing there with his cup of coffee, joking, going, "Oh yeah, right, angels, blah blah blah," going on and on. And I'm just tuning him out and dealing with my paperwork and drinking my cup of coffee. And all of a sudden, I look up, and he's got his cup in his hand, and he's like shaking, and his eyes are like saucers. He's like, "Pam, did you see that? Did you see that?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, I just saw him. Saw who? Archangel Michael. Tell me you saw him. I said, no, I didn't see anything. He goes, it was Archangel Michael just standing here, looking as real as you, blue eyes, startling blue eyes, and he looked like a surfer. He had sandy blonde hair. He says kind of bleached blonde hair, and just looked tan and handsome, of course. And he said, "I know that was him." And then he spoke to me. I said, "Well, what did he say?" He said, "Would you listen to her, man? She's telling the truth." Meaning me, right? So I just roared with laughter, like, really? Like, who doesn't like it when an archangel tells her husband, "Would you listen to your wife? Like she knows what she's talking about." And from that day on, Alan believed in angels. That was only the beginning for him, because we would from time to time be sitting there, and we'd start connecting with Archangel Michael. He'd start coming through, and he was always hilarious. Hilarious. He'd always be joking with us, especially Alan, and Alan would joke around with him, and he'd say, "Man, like I'm trying to work with you, but you got to make time. Like what's going on, right?" And Alan would go, "Yeah, yeah, 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 I'll do that." See, my husband was still, even after that encounter, still a little bit not sure, and I couldn't understand that for a long time. Like who wouldn't like flip out and be so excited if they saw an angel, like physically, for like 5 seconds? Like you could touch them. It was that vivid, and not be changed and not say, oh, well, I guess I'll work with you, you know? And I was working with Michael, but not in the way that I guess Michael was talking to Alan about. And Alan just like, well, okay, I'll go do that. And he never really got into that, not to the degree that one would think, you know, based on the encounter. I mean, a lot of people connect with Archangel Michael, but they don't all see him, like physically see him and know without a doubt that that's him and hear him clearly speak to them. And Michael did appear to Alan about 2 more times before he passed. The one time was just before he passed away. He came through and he said basically that he'd be there for him on the other side, which I knew that was going to be, you know, that he would be helping him cross. But that initial encounter, Michael basically said through me, because I started channeling Michael before he even appeared, I was like getting messages. You know, I was saying, wait, Archangel Michael's here. And that's why Alan saw him, because I started picking up on him, but Alan was still dismissing it, right? But Michael said that he and Alan were like brothers. Okay. And I didn't understand that. And I still have a hard time wrapping my mind around it. Like, wait, you're an archangel? Like, what is that? Because most spiritual teachers will tell you, you humans cannot be angels, cannot be, certainly not archangels. Okay. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. Like, even though he's told me, Alan's told me from the other side, others have told me, a lot of other people scoff at it, including mediums. They go, I don't believe this stuff about you guys being archangels. And I go, you know, I don't know either. Like, and maybe this is just, you know, it's just symbolic of something. I don't know. All I know is I know for sure that Archangel Michael spoke through me and then told Alan later times, you know, yeah, you're like my brother. And we've worked together on the other side, and we will work together again. We always work together. And then my friend Swati, who can see Archangel Michael, she's profoundly clairvoyant. She can see the archangel. She can see spirit, right? She said the same thing. She said, yes, angels can incarnate. They can choose to. It's rare, but they can. And she said, yeah, Alan is an archangel, an incarnated archangel, and so are you. But I still don't feel comfortable putting that out there, because most people are just going to think I'm making it up, or, you know, who the hell do you think you are? And I go, you know what? I don't really care. All I care about is being of service. And that essentially is what the angels are focused on, especially the archangels are focused on being of service, helping humanity, and helping them awaken to understanding who they are as a soul. But clearly, they also have healing abilities. I came to learn through talking to Archangel Michael, and then more with Alan when he crossed over, that, yeah, they all have the same abilities to heal and help. It's just that they've become associated with certain, let's say, areas of expertise, right? So Michael's associated with protection, psychic defense, psychic protection, and Archangel Raphael associated with healing. But they all can do that. He says all of the archangels can do the same thing. It's just that they have focused in on one area, one aspect, but really they can all do the same thing. One thing I thought was really funny, when Alan was talking to me about the other archangels that he met when he crossed over, he said, because I said to him, well, how are they, you know? And he goes, well, we're all a bunch of comedians. I said, what? He goes, remember how Archangel Michael was so funny with us? And I said, yeah. He goes, well, they're all like that, except for one archangel, and that's Archangel Metatron. We don't know what's going on with him, but he is so damn serious. It's funny, you know? And I just was taken aback by that. I go, really? Like, he says, yeah, he's just very serious. We can't get him to lighten up. But anyway, that has been my friend Swati's experience when she's had Archangel Michael and Ellen show up at her house and sit there kind of taunting her or teasing her, being a little bit bratty, like when she wants to watch her Hallmark movies at Christmas time. And she says she sees them pull out the popcorn, sit on the sofa next to her, and just start talking about the movie. And she goes, "Oh my God, they're just a bunch of clowns. they're just driving me crazy, Pam." And I know she's telling the truth. I have no doubt, because Alan can be like that. Okay, they're just they're he says we're more human than you guys understand. Okay, and not in an imperfect, flawed way, obviously, but more human in the sense of having a sense of humor, right? And like wanting to have fun and being emotional. And we do know that spirits, when they cross over, come more alive, and they are deeply emotional, but not in a negative way, right? They don't feel negative emotion. If they do, it's just dipping their toe in that, because they don't have to go there. They can choose to go there, go into negative emotion, but why would you if you know that there's no reason to, and you're existing in a place of timelessness and unconditional love? You know, you don't. You just maybe go into that just to remind yourself what it feels like, but you can experience anything you choose, and you can even choose to experience the illusion, of creating your own hell on the other side, because all your thoughts create. So it's been a mind-bending journey since Ellen crossed over and then started telling me that as you go higher in the realms, like with the archangels, that they're actually more emotional than you and I here. And when I told Swati that, who again has talked to Michael, she has a strong relationship with Archangel Michael, sees him all the time, and she laughed at me. She goes, "Are you kidding? That's what Ellen says. Like they're more emotional, the higher up." And I go, "Yeah." She says, "Oh my gosh." She says, "Michael told me the same thing. I thought he was kidding." She just like shrugged him off and go, "Oh yeah, you're just yanking my chain, right? You're just kidding around. You can't possibly be more emotional on the other side." And I said, "No, it's true. We're more emotional than you guys are. Feeling emotion deeply, I mean, deeply being moved by things that are beautiful, that are meaningful, right? They're very, very emotional, right? So anybody who tells you that when you die and cross over, that you don't have any emotion and you're just like always zen, like just that's nonsense. Okay, that's just their human perspective, because that's not how it is. You have all of your energy, your source energy, and you are who you are forever. You never lose your sense of who you are, your identity, and you come fully alive. And you're more physical on the other side, and you know that you are a master healer, because to be human is to be an extension of creator, and to be creator means you're a healer. Okay, that you can heal yourself and you can help others heal themselves. Today I'm going to channel the archangels, and we're going to direct some healing to you, me being the conduit, the vessel, the channel for their energy, for their consciousness. And you can receive it if you choose to, or you can reject it if you choose to. We can't make you heal. If the angels could make everybody heal, you don't think they would just come down or try to blast their energy through the veil and zap all of you so that you would just go back into balance? Of course, they would do that if they could, but that would not be the point, because you're here to remember who you really are, to remember that you're God's source in a physical body. You've always been, you will never cease to be. Your false definition of who you are that you've been told by religion, by society, by others, is something that you need to feel into and decide, is that my truth or not? Right? Because what one person can do, like Jesus, others can do. He was literally our brother, and he didn't intend for his coming to turn into a religion. Actually, he did it. He said, I am the way, meaning be like me. Don't exalt me. Don't put me on a pedestal. Don't worship me. Don't think that I've got all the power. I am a mirror of you. Yes, a higher octave version because he obviously was more, evolved. But he was showing us the potential that we have. He was showing us that we're all God. And religion, okay, we'll have to have another discussion about that because religion actually wasn't meant to be in this world, on this planet. It was actually the result, let's say, of extraterrestrial interference that then humankind interpreted that to mean that there was a superior, like God, like above humans. Okay, but that was actually extraterrestrials. But that's a whole other fascinating discussion. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. But many of the beings that people encountered thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, back during biblical times and even further behind, were actually extraterrestrials that have always been present, have always been interacting with humans. And some of them just kind of crossed the line and got too involved and then had to pull back and had to kind of course correct. And and that is why there's religion on this planet. It wasn't meant to be that way, and there isn't really a God sitting on a throne somewhere. And we were always meant to know our divinity and our power, and now many of us are remembering that. We're coming back to it. Okay, so that's what the awakening is about, the awakening of our awareness to knowing that we are God's source in a physical body, and so is everybody else. It's just that you have been programmed out of that belief by the powers that be who don't want you to claim your power as a soul. Because if you did, they have no control over you, and you are the master of your existence, and you're capable of magic and miracles, and they can't have that. But those times are ending, folks. Within next 5 years, 10 at the most, that's all going away. Humankind is remembering who they really are. And if you're listening to us, you have that opportunity to remember right now. And if you remember who you really are, guess what? One of the things that will happen is you'll start to heal yourself because you're going to start having more of your energy, your source energy that's being blocked by your limiting beliefs, your fears, your negative definitions, false programming. All of that gums up the works, if you will. It clogs the filters of your psyche, and that's why you cannot receive higher truth, because it has to go through all your limiting beliefs, which then, just deflect it. So your goal should be, from our opinion, you don't have to do it. This is just our recommendation. You might want to zero that out and say, okay, I'm just going to be open. I want to just understand who I really am from the perspective of all that is. And let go of who you believe yourself to be if that doesn't resonate with you. To listen to yourself. Like, what are you saying to people? What do you write about? How do you express yourself? Think about what you're saying, because you are oftentimes not in touch with the truth of who you are. You speak in terms of limitation. I can't do that. Like, oh, that's just how I am, or this is my habit. Well, a habit is just something you're not aware of. And once you realize you have a habit, now it's not a habit. Now it's a choice. And you can decide to change it, right? Like, oh, I have a habit of being late all the time. Well, what's that about? You can look at that and say, why am I always late? Because other people are not always late. What am I getting out of it? There must be a reason why I'm choosing to be late all the time, or choosing to not claim my power. What is the payoff? Because we don't do things unless there's a payoff. That's just not how we are wired. We're wired to do things that in some way we feel serve us, or that serves us more than the other thing that we're pulling away from. Okay. So this healing is going to come through from the angel angel, Alan's saying that he was saying the spirit world, and I don't know why he's saying the angel world, whatever. It's all one world. And in this moment, I want you to think about what you would like to shift or improve. You know, if we bring in more energy to you, you may find that your conditions, your maladies just go away. That can happen. I have done instant healings for people. I don't even want to say I have. I mean, I've facilitated it for them to heal themselves, because all healing is self-healing. I can't make you heal. No healer can make you heal. We're offering a pure, strong signal that in this moment you may match if you choose, or if it's appropriate in this moment, like you're ready for it, or you might not. If you believe that this won't work, then it won't work. It just won't, because your belief is going to supersede it. And you might want to look at, well, why would I not be willing to heal? I know that sounds crazy, but after working with people for 30 plus years, I've seen it all. And a lot of people have what they call a secondary gain. There's a reason why they don't want to heal. Maybe they don't want to get off a disability. Maybe they feel they get more attention. Whatever it is, there's always a reason. Or maybe they just don't believe, so they just say, well, prove it to me, right? But I can't prove it to you, because your belief is what creates it. That's it. That's it. You want to see something change, you got to first believe it can change. So if you don't believe, then let it go. No worries. When you're ready to believe, that means you're ready to open the door to your own healing and your own power. All right, so close your eyes. Close your eyes. I'm hearing the other side saying, close your eyes. And notice as soon as you do, you automatically shift. When you close your eyes, you automatically go into a light alpha stage, your state, brainwave state, right? You're not in beta, where you're just thinking your chronic, ordinary thoughts. You're in an alpha state. You're automatically shifted into a slightly relaxed state. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a few moments before exhaling through your mouth. Take another deep breath in. Make it really deep. Just really take that in and hold it for a second or two. And then release the stress. Release your worries. Release the energies that you've been carrying that belong to other people. A lot of you are carrying concerns and worries of other people. Maybe children, maybe family members, maybe your friends, maybe your neighbors. You know, let it all go. You're not meant to be carrying anybody's energy but your own. That's it. If you're carrying other people's energies, you are going to distort yourself. You're going to be weighed down. You're going to not feel very good, because it's only your own energy that you're meant to run through your system. But when you worry about people, you are actually attracting the negativity, because you're worried about something, because something in your mind has gone wrong, right? So that's why you're, quote, worried. You're not celebrating them. I mean, if you're happy about them, then you're drawing the happiness, right? You're manifesting that happiness. You're matching their happiness. If they're depressed, if they're worried, if they're unhappy, and you are worried about them, you're grabbing that pain and making it yours. And you wonder why you walk around feeling so weighed down on top of your own struggles, okay, which we're going to help you with that too. But what I'm seeing with almost all of you is you're weighed down with everybody else's energy and wondering, what the hell happened to me? Okay, but you just don't understand the dynamics of this existence, right? That what you worry about is actually you're gluing to yourself. And it's just going to get bigger, and then it attracts other worries and other sufferings and other pain. So let it go. You do not help anybody or serve anybody by worrying about them. You're actually compounding it. You don't understand the power of your thoughts and your attention on people and how that will just grow, because energy goes, right? Energy flows to where it goes. Like we focus on something, it just gets bigger. You think about it, it just gets bigger. So you worry about something, the worry gets bigger. You're putting out worry to the universe. The universe says, we'll give you more to worry about. So if you see somebody in your life, including yourself, that's having a difficult time, right? That's concerned, that's in a tight spot, if you will, bless them and send light to them, and imagine in your mind that they're thriving, that they're doing well, that they're finding the solution to their problem, that they're rising above it. You want to help them? That's how you will help them and yourself. Refuse to go negative, even if they're telling you all of their fears and their worries. Listen to them, that's fine. But in your mind, send them light and remind yourself that they'll work it out. Because I promise you, if you hold thoughts instead that, oh my God, this is so terrible, you're doubling down for them on their suffering. But you don't know it. You mean well, but you don't know the power that your thoughts have. So if you really want to help other people, stay focused on a higher outcome for them. Even if you're not sure, well, how the hell is that going to happen? It seems really impossible. It seems dire for them or for yourself, right? But I promise you, things can change in an instant. And miracles are supposed to be a normal part of your life, but only if you understand the power that you have and that the universe is always supporting you. Okay? So Ellen's saying, I told you to take a deep breath and get relaxed, and then we started talking again. So, but the other side was saying I needed to point that out to you. All right. So close your eyes again. We're going to get started again. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And here I'm seeing you breathing in light. Imagine you're breathing in light. And as you breathe out, you're exhaling all the energies that don't belong to you, all the negative energies. Negative doesn't mean bad. It just means it's not your energy. So if it's not your energy, it's negative for you, right? Breathe in light again. Exhale the energies that don't belong to you, that you no longer need, that are limiting you, that are crippling you. Just let it all go. Take another deep breath in. And again, exhale the energies that are not yours. And feel yourself going into a deep state of relaxation. Take another breath in. Expand your energy body. You don't have to know even what that is. Just having the intention to expand your field, expand your energy will do it, because guess what? Your higher self knows what that is and it will take over. So expand your energy field now. You don't even have to know what the chakras of the body are. I was given proof of that when I had to cut cords of all my chakras that were connected to somebody. I hadn't realized I had done it. And I didn't even know what chakras were. And somebody told me disconnect, and my higher self just did it. And I was no longer being drained by that person. Some of you are letting others drain you on a regular basis because of your need or desire or belief that you need to help them. And so you're letting them attach to you and kind of drain your energy. They're not bad people. They're just in need. And you're learning from this. Sometimes we're here to learn what not to do. We learn from the contrast, right? So expand your energy field. And I am looking, as we're talking about chakras, just scanning your chakras. And we're going to call in the angels to balance and cleanse your chakras, your energy centers of your body. And again, you don't even need to know what they are. I'm not even going to talk about it. We're not going to teach about the chakras Today, we're just doing a very simple but powerful healing as I'm calling for all of your angels, not just your guardian angel who's always with you, but all of the angels that have been gathering around you, supporting you, doing their best to heal you, guide you, support you. And also, the archangels are coming in. Some of you have a stronger connection to them, certain ones of them. Alan's saying some of you will get to know more of the archangels in time, all right? You don't need to figure all that out now. Right now is just your time for healing and rebalancing and releasing and clearing of what is holding you back. Right, take a deep breath in. Hold it for a second and feel the light that has come into your body now. And feel that light spreading through your body. Again, just through the power of your intention to just flood your body with light. The angels are actually beaming light to you down through the top of your head. See golden light going down your spine, going down to your base chakra at the bottom of your tailbone there, and also down your feet. So they're sending light through your body, light through your channels. And this light then is coming up and balancing all your chakras one after the other, starting with the root chakra at the base of your spine, right? Then your sacral chakra just above that, that's below your navel, your sacral chakra, then your solar plexus chakra just above your navel, your heart chakra, first in the center of your chest, your throat chakra, third eye chakra, roughly in the center of your head, just above, just like between your eyebrows, and then your crown chakra at the top of your head. I see them working especially on your third eye chakra for many of you, because you're almost like some of you are ready to pop, so to speak, like your clairvoyance is just simmering below the surface, ready to fully erupt. Understand that your guides and your angels actually kind of, let's say, moderate things for you, like control things for you. They're not doing it to you, they're doing it for you. They can actually hold back certain things and support other things to kind of activate. I didn't understand that fully until later in my awakening, that they often can control a lot of things. They can make things happen for us or actually stop them from happening, because we have planned it that way. We planned for them to take that role, right? Not everybody, everybody's different, right? Now remain in that relaxed state. I'm just talking to you, but we're still working on you. I see them working on a lot of you to open your crown so that they can flood more light through your channels. Okay, so you might feel it. Some of you might feel it. And don't worry if you don't feel anything. It doesn't mean something isn't happening. That doesn't mean at all. It just means for some of you, you're not, okay, I just heard some of you are not fully in your body. And so, like, you don't feel the things that other people feel because you're a bit dissociated from your body. So, of course, it's going to happen. That's okay. You will start turning that on again. You'll start being able to feel again. But you've got to be comfortable feeling emotions, feeling everything, not just physical things, but emotion, your emotions especially. All right. I'm seeing now them flooding you with this pink energy, this pink light. They're saying we're activating your heart chakra, especially because they were working on your crown and your third eye for many of you, and now it's the heart. So the heart is being flooded with pink light, flooded with light, clearing it, opening it, healing it. You may even feel an energy moving there, some of you, or you might not. And again, it doesn't matter if you don't feel it. but the energy is flooding your heart, clearing it of debris, clearing it of resentment, fear, trauma, anger. It's just working its way through your heart. Okay, and I see it intricately going through the heart the chambers of the heart. Okay, like every crevice. It's like they're saying we're clearing out everything because your heart is your true brain, so to speak, center of your soul. So they're working on your heart, and I'm hearing the angels say, for some of you, they're going to keep working on your heart for the next 24 hours. All right. So you might feel more emotional, right? If you do, I want you to understand that's a good thing. Okay. We're here to be emotional. It's just that our society doesn't really support us, especially if men, right? But even women, like we're not, going to be celebrated for being emotional, right? Like nobody looks to us and go, "Oh, you're so emotional. Isn't that great?" No, in our world, in our society, people don't like anybody being emotional. That's perceived as a weakness. Your emotions are actually your power. So be okay with being emotional. Be okay with displaying emotion. Who gives a rip what other people think? Don't shut down just because you don't want other people to judge you. That's their problem. They're half dead anyway, is what the other side is saying. God bless them. They're asleep, the walking dead. You're coming back to life. All right, now take another deep breath in. And now that light is moving down into your, into your solar plexus. I see this yellow light. Yellow is for the solar plexus, right? Right above your navel, your power center. And they're charging up your power center because so many of you, especially women, tend to just give your power away and just think, oh, poor me, like who am I, and I need to be meek or I need to be quiet. It's like, no, step into your power. The world needs you to be in your power. The feminine energy is coming back full force to the planet. The planet needs you to be in your power. You're not going to be a tyrant. Not at all. You can't be, right? You're balanced and whole, and your true nature is loving, loving and kind, and yet powerful. And you won't put up with bullshit from anybody, okay? Because you're in your power. Love doesn't mean that you literally like take people's crap. Love stands up for itself and it defends itself if it needs to, and other people if it needs to. It gets angry, but doesn't stay angry. An anger response can simply be an appropriate way to say stop, right? To say stop, to get angry with somebody is to get their attention and say, hey, whoa, that's not okay what you just did. Not good. Stop it. But if you continue to like berate the person, put them down, insult them, then yeah, you're gone negative now. And that's not productive. But to get angry, to say, stop it, this is not okay. What you're doing, totally appropriate, totally spiritual, sometimes necessary. Women need to know how to say no and get angry, but then move on, right? Move on and not stay in judgment. Going into judgment is non-beneficial and it's actually then going to distort you. Don't judge people for their wrongdoing. Understand that they're acting out. Usually they're distorted. Something's not right with them. Don't take it personally, but be in your power. So I see the angels flooding your solar plexus with this beautiful yellow light that is energizing you. All right, we're going to leave it there. They're saying some of you, they're going to keep working there. Then we're going to move to your sacral chakra. That's your sexual chakra. It's your creative chakra because sex is creative, right? It's not just sex. Of course, it's that too, but it's also your creativity where you co-create with the universe, with God's source, with all the creation. And we're amplifying that. right? Help making that harmonious, making you comfortable with your sexuality, with your energy there. That is your creative life force. One of your, let's say, the necessary experiences in this life that you're here to have is to be creative in whatever way is unique for you, whether that's through writing or singing or cooking, or it can be acting, right? It can be anything. It can be painting, it could be knitting, it could be sewing, it could be anything that you enjoy doing, that you are able to create something. It doesn't have to be physical, right? Because it could be words, because somebody who's an author is a creator, or it's somebody who just thinks of ideas, creative ideas that then they turn into inventions. Like they don't have to, it doesn't have to be a material thing. But you're a creative being, and if you need to find a way to have that creative outlet, or you won't be fulfilled, whatever that creative outlet might be. So we're clearing out that chakra and balancing that. Finally, we're going to go to the base chakra. Now, usually people go from the base to, the crown, but I don't know. Spirit said we're going to start from the top and go to the bottom. And now we're at your base of your spine, your root chakra. This is where you're grounded to the earth. This is your sense of safety, security, stability, right? This is where you're more physical, like physical being, and you need to have a very strong root chakra to be an abundance, like physical abundance, and connected to the earth. So you're grounded to the earth. You're not floating off in space. You actually need to be very well grounded if you want to be as, let's say, free to explore the higher realms. That is your anchor. If you're not grounded, it's actually very difficult to expand out because you don't have a solid connection. So people think that they should want to be ungrounded, right? Because then, hey, I can connect easily. It's not really that way at all. So you want to be sure you're grounded to the earth, maybe spend time in nature when you can, or at the very least, look out at nature. If you can't go hug a tree, you could go look at a tree, meditate on a tree that you see out your window or out your patio or whatever. Get as close as you can. Be in that energy field of nature. Draw strength from it, because you are part of nature. You're part of all of creation. It's not separate from you. You are it, and it is you. So when you connect with that, you're going to feel your connection to all that is more strongly. And nature, when we say nature, we mean plants and rocks and trees. And we'll expand a little bit and even include like animals, okay? Although they're not nature per se. But all of those animals, nature, they're all offering an uncontradicted like signal, right? In other words, they don't have any limiting beliefs. They're just pure source energy. And that's why when you spend time in nature, why it's so healing for you, because you're in that state of just unconditional love. That's all nature is. It's just God energy. So of course you're going to feel better, as opposed to going to a football game filled with screaming people. Nothing wrong with going to football games. We're not putting that down. We're just saying now you're in a whole different field of people just partying, yelling, screaming for their team. All well and good, but it's not really going to put you in a relaxed state, is it? You're not going to feel like you're just had a good meditation after you go to the Super Bowl. I don't think anybody's going to claim that happens. There's a reason for that. Again, nothing wrong with going to a football game or a soccer game or any kind of game. It's just you can see that, well, what am I immersed in? What is the energy that's surrounding me? How is that affecting me? Because yes, it can be thrilling to go to a rock concert and get all pumped up. And that's great. But there are times when you need to ground and connect to all that is, especially if you need healing, especially if you are struggling in life and your energy has been low. Okay. The Spirit's saying it's kind of a false high, if you will, if you went to a concert and got all revved up because of excitement at the concert or the football game, because it's really it's kind of like, they're saying it's kind of like drinking sugar, like a sugar high, right? And there's going to be a crash because that's not going to sustain you. That's just a short-term high, literally. And it's not going to lead to more strength and stability for you. You may even feel worse later because you're not really getting the nurturing and the centering that you need if you're distorted, if you are struggling in life and got a lot going on and you haven't learned how to turn your beliefs around so that you feel better. Okay. So I'm talking like this, and don't think that we're not healing you, because I still see the angels all around you working on you, and we are working on you. So we're wanting to ground you really well, because some of you, you've got limiting beliefs about money, about abundance, about your safety, your security, and you don't, they're saying, I need to tell you that, help you understand that the universe is on your side. It's you're actually meant to thrive, even if you're facing some dire financial situation. The universe is always doing its best to support you to turn things around. When there's a problem, there's always a solution. And that's why if you're struggling, your main priority should be to calm yourself down, so that therefore you can perceive the guidance, the insight that's coming to you because they're trying to give it to you. Maybe the idea that's going to turn things around or the solution to your problem. But if instead, if you're like the average person, that you're just like still stressing out, going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what am I going to do, right? You're just going to keep looping in this space of negativity that the answer, the help can't get in. That's why I always told Alan, whenever he would freak out about something, I said, dude, you got to chill out first. You can't get a handle on anything. You're not good to anybody if you're in panic mode. Because they go, what should I do? What should I said, you should relax and do your best to just calm down, because taking action from a place of distortion only leads to more distortion. It's only going to lead to more suffering. That's the energy you're putting out. Fear, worry, angst, right? Grief. It's just going to keep coming back. So calm down. Remind yourself of who you really are, that you are source, you're a God. And even if your logical mind's going, yeah, but that's not the help we need, you say, it's okay, I got it. We got to first calm down. And then the answer will come. I promise you it will come. I have been in some situations that were very dire, right? Where I thought, how the hell am I going to get out of this? And then the next day I'd get some epiphany, some idea would come in and I'd go, wow, that's a great idea. I know that's not coming from my physical mind, you see. That came because I let it go, relaxed about it, and then I trusted what came into my awareness. And that can happen for you too. The only difference between me and you is that I've had more mileage with this. I know how that happens. I know in time I will get the solution. Maybe not right this minute, maybe not even the next day. But if I'm open to it and I believe and I trust it'll come, it has never failed. Sometimes it's been startling. Like literally, like I walk out the door and boom, run right into the solution to my problem. Literally, that happened to me several times. Like, whoa, instant manifestation. It's possible, but you've got to tend to your alignment. Okay. As I was talking to you, I saw the angels just kind of working their way through all your chakras again. So we're going to take this home now. So take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment or two, exhale through your nose, and feel, see, or imagine all of this energy work. I see it wrapping around your body from top of your head down to your toes, wrapping around, wrapping around, wrapping around. It's so funny. It's almost like you look like a mummy. So all this energy is just wrapping around you, and just integrating, and it's taking off crap that you don't need. It's like, yeah, they don't need that. They don't need that. And yet it's also bringing together the energies that you do need. Okay, so let it all settle. Let it all in. Know that you're going to receive exactly what you need in this moment. And if you did this again, right, you followed us again in this same video, you would get something else. Spirit can only give you what you need today because tomorrow is different. You'll be different tomorrow. This experience will be different tomorrow. If you want to repeat it, go right ahead. You're always changing. So we're pausing for a moment because they're telling me that they want to give you a message. All right. But before I let that message in for you, I want to remind you that spirit communication is often nonverbal. It's not always like language, right? That they come in telling you something. It could be a sensation, physical sensation. Could be emotion that you feel. It could be a vision in your mind's eye, something that crosses, somehow in your wearing, even with your eyes open, some fleeting image of something. I've had that happen where I've seen things like just almost like somebody pulled it across the field in front of my eyes, right? So it's just about being aware. What am I perceiving? What am I hearing? What am I tasting? What am I smelling? And knowing that that could be your message, right? So take a moment and ask. Go into your heart space and ask, all right, angels, do you have a message for me, something you want to transmit to me? Whether that's a feeling, a symbol, a word, a phrase, a message, whatever it is, I'm ready to receive it. And then just trust whatever it is that happens next. All right. And take that in. And know that you can ask this question again. If you're not sure you got anything, it's okay. Ask again. The key is to be in a relaxed state when you are communicating with spirit, because that puts you in a relaxed, receptive state, right? And that means your frequency is a little bit higher than it would have been if you're just in your normal state of being, of mind. So if you're relaxed, the more relaxed, the better. And you call out in your mind to whoever it is that you want to communicate with, a loved one, a guide, an angel. You don't need to know their names, even the angels, even your guides. You can call it to your loved one by name, of course. Call out to them or think of them, same thing. You think of them in your mind, like you see your loved one in your mind, they hear you. They know you're talking about them, you're reaching out to them. So you call out to them and then you ask for what you want to ask or what you want to know. What is your question? Do you just want them to give you a message? Great. Do you have a message for me? How are you doing over there? What could I do to make things better in my life? You might ask your guides or angels. Okay. Ask anything. But the key is to trust the next thing that happens. Whatever it is, whether you taste something, smell something, hear something, see something, know something, feel something, that is your answer. You may later ask them to elaborate on that, but you got to start with the little piece that you got, or a big piece that you got if you got a download information. But if you start there, it can lead to more communication. It can lead to more contact. It is that simple. It is not difficult at all. It's just you need to understand the process and then practice and practice and practice until you realize, wow, I can do this. It's not difficult. It's not difficult because you are a spirit and you're there on the other side as a spirit being. And so, of course, it's the most natural thing in the world for you to communicate with other spirits, even if they're not in a body. From the beginning of time, humanity was doing that. We just got away from it. There was no veil in the early periods, like hundreds of thousands of years ago. We talked ourselves out of it. We programmed ourselves out of it. But in the beginning, spirit, there was no veil. And that time is coming back. That is what other spiritual teachers are saying. The veil is meant to come down as humanity rises in its awareness. You can be at the forefront of that. We're pushing the envelope of that. You can do that. You got to raise your vibration. You got to raise your frequency. That's what it's about. Because then the veil just collapses for you and me, and later for the rest of humanity. But there are always people that are on the leading edge, the way showers, and that's where we are, breaking new ground. And you're doing that too if you feel called to it. And you can do this, right? So, once again, I'm bringing the angels back in. They're saying they want to envelop you with love. They're wrapping their angel wings around you tight so that you feel their love. I promise you that just opening your heart to your angels and your guides, that alone can raise your frequency. It did mine. It wasn't someone on the other side like Alan. I hadn't even met him yet. It was me communing with my guides that opened me up completely, and all of my psychic sensors just like switched on. Because that's what happens when you expand your field, your awareness, and you let go of your limiting beliefs, because that's your natural state. I hope you understand that. You don't need to add anything to yourself. You don't really need classes. I never took a formal class. You need to let go of what is false and what is limiting you. That's all. It's about letting go, not about taking in. You already have within you everything you need to know. And it will start coming to the surface as you trust it and you start communing with the other side, your loved one, your guides, your angels, all of them. We'll do more of this in future live streams. We'll help you connect, directly to your guides. And of course, as well as your loved ones, we've already done that here. We'll do that more, but also helps to connect with your team of guides and angels, because they're here to help you too. Not just your loved ones. They're all in it together. Alan says it's all a great, big, loving conspiracy, if you will, to help you evolve and grow and lead your best life. All right. So we're going to leave it there because we're at an hour. Let us know how this helped you. Did it help you? And by the way, we're running our healing intensive. Started today. Should have talked about at the start of the hour, but we wanted to just dive in. And if you're not in it, why aren't you? Because you can get in for just like $19. Like, there's no better deal on the planet. And I don't know why Alan is showing me McDonald's. Like, what is he doing? Like, we're a value meal? I don't know what he's doing with that. But he goes, guys, you can't get a better deal out there. We're giving healing for 14 days. If you're watching this later and it's long past the 14 days that we've did the healings, it's still going to be available. You can still jump in there, because there is no time and space on the other side. That's an illusion. And so when you go through our healings, it's all happening in the now, and Spirit's going to step up to the plate and work on you through us. Not just me, but Alan too, because I hold the space for Alan and me and the other side. So what do you have to lose except your pain, your grief, your distortions, your confusion, right? What do you have to lose? All that, yeah. What do you have to gain? Clarity, strength, stability, right? Your true self, your intuition blossoming. There's so much to gain by just clearing out what's in the way. You don't need to add anything to yourself. You need to unburden yourself. And that's our specialty. So we'll see you next time. Join us in our intensive. There is a link below here. The doors are always open and you can join us anytime. And you'll see the replays of the videos, recordings of what we've already done. Take them at your own speed. Do not like jump around. Take them in a certain sequence. They're created that way for a reason, right? And otherwise, if you're in our intensive right now, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that and maybe to eternity, right? Because we do have eternity. So sending you lots of love right now today. It's a holiday season this year. It's December 16th. So happy holidays if we don't see you next week. But we are coming back with more healing and a little bit of teaching. We'd like to mix it up a bit. All of it is to help you expand your consciousness so that you can be who you truly are and reach the veil if you're trying to continue a relationship, and if not, just to be who you are is your life mission. So we're all on board for that. Sending you all of our love, joy, and appreciation until next time. Okay, bye-bye.